Hello everyone and welcome back to the next video. So in this video we are going to continue with our C language series. I hope you have watched my previous video and there I have discussed about if, else statement and switch case. So if you have not completed that video, go check it out from the playlist section and complete it at first. After that you can continue with this video. Okay. So now let's discuss with our dedicated lecture 2 for module 3, which will be based on iterative statements in C programming. Okay, so now let's read out the definition at first. What is actually iterative statement? So this is our planning for module 3, which is under the syllabus is under MAKAUT University. So you can definitely follow this one. Okay. Uh, just a second. Okay, I think this was okay. Let's continue. So an iterative statement, which is also called looping statement in C, is used to execute a block of code repetitively as long as a specific condition remains true. Okay, so that's the main point. Iterative statements help in reducing code redundancy and improving efficiency. Let's forget about this second line. Let's discuss about the first line. What it's telling, let's reread it. An iterative statement means looping statement. Looping means you are doing some work multiple times. Okay, some repetitive work. Let's say, as an example, you are a student and you go to your school or college every day. So this is a repetitive task. Okay, you take bath every day, so this is a repetitive task. So repetitive task in case of programming is like you have to do some elements repetitively. So that's the thing. In single sentence, repetitive task is actually referred to those tasks which you are like doing after a interval. Okay, let's say after 2 hours you are doing the same task, after another 2 hours you are doing the same task. So that is called repetitive task. So an iterative statement in iterative means you can consider it or like link it with the thing that how many times we are doing that task or how many times we are repeating that task. Okay, so that is the thing. So an iterative statement in C is used to execute a block of code. Okay, let's say there is a block of code which is doing something. So where we in C language repetitively executing that block of code. Okay, as long as some specific condition remains true. Okay, let's go to our Excalibur and it will be better to understand after that. Okay, so let's say here is an example. uh, let's say you have an box. Okay, you have an box and here is a machine. Inside your box, let's say you have this balls, separate balls. So I'm just will control V these things. Okay, this is another one, this is another one, and this is another one. Okay, what you are doing, let me color it to other. Okay, now let's say you are passing these balls one by one, starting from this side. You are passing these balls one by one in that machine, and if it's of no color, then you are passing another ball. Okay, you are passing another ball. You are actually uh, giving it a response that okay, you can pass another ball. So first time you have passed this ball, correct, so this is passed. Second time you have passed this ball and it responded with, yeah, you can pass another one. Third time you have passed this ball, it responded with that you can pass next one. Then thereafter you have passed this fourth ball and it responded with you can pass next ball. Now it has a condition that ball should not be colored ball. Okay. Now whenever you are passing this green colored ball, after going here, okay, like uh, okay, whenever this ball is going to that box, after going there, box replied you or that machine replied you with that now your like your array or whatever, like uh, your stack of balls have failed the condition, or it is failed with the condition, it is not satisfying the condition that it should not be a colored ball. So that is an example of loop. Okay, you are doing, you are passing repetitive balls, but whenever the ball becomes green, you cannot pass more balls. Okay, let's say there is more balls. Okay, more balls. Here is another ball which is not of actually uh, green color. It is actually without any color. But whenever our machine is encountering that green ball, it is responding to us that you cannot pass more balls now. So that is the thing. Okay, I hope you have understood about looping through a very easy example. Now let's go to our PPT. So yeah, that's about the looping. You can like understand that definition and remember it for your exam purpose. Okay, after that, just a second. After that, what you can do, C provides three types of iterative statements. Okay, so in this video we are going to discuss about all the iterative statements. First one is for loop, second one is while loop, and third one is do while. So at first let's discuss about, I think we should start with while and do while. So let's go to while loop. It's very easy. Why? Because just focus on the name while. It means you have to execute uh, the code. Okay, execute some block of code while some condition satisfied, or some condition till the condition is satisfied. Means here is the definition, you can see it. The while loop is used when the number of iterations is unknown and depends on a condition. Okay, so when we can use or where is actual use case of while loop, when the number of iteration is unknown but some conditions are given. Okay, so that's the thing. Let's say there is unlimited balls. Let's go with the example of that ball. Okay, and you are passing balls, doing some thing. Okay, after passing in the machine, but there is n number of balls. You can there is not a fixed number of balls. Okay, when, but the condition is given that whenever a green ball encountered, then stop that loop. So that is the thing. Okay, for now let's discuss with the syntax and then an example. So what it's doing here, the syntax is actually like that: while, then the condition under which it should satisfy and execute the internal code in the body. Okay, that will be written inside that brackets. So simple syntax. Here is a code. Let me explain this. So simple code, what it's doing, it's iterating till the number becomes less than till the number is less than or equals to 5. If number becomes greater than 5, let's say the number is 6, then it will not be executed. Okay, so that's the thing. Let's say, let's dry run it. First time I is 1, I is encountering in this or going inside this while loop. It's checking if 1 is less than or equals to 5. Definitely 1 is less than 5. So print iteration, then the number or the value of I. Then increase or update the value of I. Okay. Now after that it's going or re-entering in the while loop, and during re-entering in the while loop, what is the value of I? It's 2 because we have incremented it using plus plus or I equals to I plus 1 similar statement. So it's going as 2. It's checking that if 2 is less than or equals to 5, yes, it's less than. Then it's printing 2 as iteration 2. Here you can see the output. After that, repeatedly it's going for 3, going for 4, going for 5, and during 5 it's checking if 5 is less than equals to 5. Yes, because it's not less than but it's equals to 5, so it satisfies at least one condition to go inside that block and execute the code. So it will print 5 also as iteration 5. After that the value of I will be increased by 1, so it will become 6. Now 6 is going inside that while loop. So 6 less than equals to 5? No, 6 is not less than equals to 5. Okay, 6 is actually greater than 5. It 6 does not satisfy both conditions of being less than equals to 5 or equals to 5. I mean, of being less than 5 or equals to 5. 6 actually does not satisfy any of these two conditions. 6 is actually opposite, means it is now greater than 5. It does not satisfy both condition of being less than or equals to 5. It means our loop breaks in that point and it returns 0, means program execution ends. So that's why it's printing starting from 1 till 5. So in that way we can write the code. Okay, now let's try with, we can try. Okay, so that is the code, but let's discuss about the flowchart now. What is happening here? You can see my cursor. So some value is going inside that condition part which is inside the bracket of this while loop. It's checking if it is true, means it's satisfying the condition, or false means it's not satisfying the condition. Okay, so if it is true, then it going inside that block and executing the body of the while loop. Okay, or doing the processes inside the while loop. After that there can be a updation or may not be a updation, it depends. But let's say there is a updation, so it's updating the value of that thing which we are passing inside condition for checking it, re-going or re-entering that condition part, and now updated value is checking with the condition, given condition. If it's true, then re-executing and updating the value and going re-entering the inside the condition and checking with that, re-entering inside the loop actually. Okay, let's say at some point it doesn't or it's not satisfying that condition, and not satisfying means it becomes false. In that case it's simply, you can see my cursor, so it's simply going out of this program. Okay, and stopping the loop. So that's the thing. Okay, fine. You can simply code it in your own system. Just save a program with some name and then code this, it will be better. For the first understanding, I have already written the code here. The execution of this code is actually not needed as it's too much small to be to code. So that's why I'm not coding it, writing the code on any ID. Okay, so we will be doing some questions. During that I will definitely will be writing the code, writing different type of codes. Okay, for now it's not needed. After that let's discuss about the do while loop. So what is the difference between while and do while loop? Do while loop will execute at least one time. Okay, it for sure will execute one times, irrespective of the value which we are passing satisfies the condition or not, irrespective of that thing. So the main difference is do while loop will execute at least one time irrespective of condition checking. On other hand, while loop will at first check the condition and then execute. So there is nothing like do while that in case of do while it should or it will execute at least one time, and it is must irrespective of condition satisfaction. Okay, now let's see the definition. The do while loop executes the loop body at least once, as I have told you, regardless of conditions, because the condition is checked after execution. In case of, if you can remember, we were putting the while part and inside the condition part, then after that we are putting the body part. Okay, but in case of do while, at first we are doing or executing that body part and then checking just while will come from here to here. Okay, so that's the thing. I think there should be a marker. Let me check. Yeah, this is a pen. Also there is a laser pointer. I have not seen till before that. Okay, so you can see this one. Okay, this file, it will come from here to here. So that's the thing, it will come from here to here. Okay, after that, so that is the change. So it's not checking at the first, it's checking at the end. Let's go and check out the syntax. So it's doing it at first executing the body, it at first executing the body, after that it's checking the condition inside while some condition satisfied, then rerun or redo the thing, redo the process, re-execute the process. So it's telling like that. So let's discuss about the example. If we see the example, same thing, but we are doing it using do while. Okay, so that's the thing. So here is int I equals to 1 is declared and it's printing the value of I. Means what is the execution, how it's executed? 1 is coming inside do. Okay, inside this body, it's simply printing I iteration, the value of I means 1. Then it's updating the value of I to 2. After that, checking if 2 is less than equal to 5. Yes, it's printing 2. Similarly, after updation, similarly like re-executing that print line. After that, it's updating the value to 3 checking okay, yes, satisfies, then redo or print this. After that, checking 4, yes, satisfied, it goes inside the body again, it prints 4, iteration 4, and then updating to 5 is equals to 5, yes, it satisfies it, like re-entering the body. Okay, after that executing, and after that it's become 6. Now it's checking if 6 less than equals to 5, no, so it's simply breaking the loop. Okay, but here let's take an example as the value of I initially as 6. So what will occur, let's discuss. If the value, initial value of 1 is 6, in place of 1, let's say there is 6, the initial value of I. So 6 will go like inside the body, it will print that iteration 6. After that, 6 will update to 7, it will check 7 is less than or equals to 5 or not. No, definitely it will not satisfy the condition, and loop will break first time. Okay, at the very first time. But the fault is here that it already have printed the value of 6, although 6 does not satisfy this condition of being less than or equals to 5. So that's the thing. Okay, that's the like difference. In case of while loop, in other hand, if we put the value or set the initial value of I as 6, then at the first line it's checking that if 6 is less than equals to 5, then executing the body. So that's why here a loop will not be executed minimum, like it will not be executed actually. Why? Because the fast iteration is not satisfying the condition. So simply loop will break at the first time and nothing will be printed. So that's the difference. But in that case, definitely if the initial value is 6 in place of 1, then 6 will be printed at the first. At least one execution will be done. Okay, so I hope you have understood the thing. So let's discuss about the flowchart. So simply this is the statement, means inside where the different type of logics and operations are written. We are passing some value inside this statement or logics or body of the loop. This executes and doing or giving output something. Let in this case it's printing something, then checking the condition. If it's true, then re-executing it. If it's false, then ending the while loop. Okay, and breaking the loop. So that's the thing. Okay, now let's discuss about the for loop. So for loop is very important. In many and most of the cases we'll be using for loop. So what it's telling, let's discuss about the definition. The for loop is used when the number of iterations is known beforehand. Means we know how much iteration we have to go. So in case of iteration based things, definitely we can use while loop, to while loop, but for loop is the exact what we need to use or we should use in case of some iterative process. Okay, for loop is you can say the perfect match for it. Okay, so whenever we are encountering or we have to do a process in your program where some endpoint is given and we are iterating through something. Okay, or iteration process comes into the play. So in that case you can definitely use for loop without hesitation. Okay, it consists of an so what it's consist of, means what is the part of a for loop inside that bracket. What is the parts? So at first the initialization part, this I equals to 1 you can see. After that condition part, means I less than equals to 5, this is the condition. And then updation part. So three parts are there, just focus here. Initialization part, condition part, and updation part. The updation part can be increment or can be a decrement, as mentioned according to mention of the question. Okay, so we can write the initialization part, condition part, and in increment or decrement part, means mainly updation part, in a single line. So that is the advantage, and we are checking before execution of the body. So that's why. Now here you can see the syntax: for, then initialization part, condition part, and then increment or decrement part or updation part, then the body of the loop, where what you have to do inside it with the value you can set it. Okay, so in that program simply it's printing that same thing, iteration number. But let's go to the code editor and let's print the number from starting from 1 to 10 as a basic program. So now let's open a online code editor, online C compiler. So you can search and go to this website. After that, simply what you have to do, this is the basic structure, I'm not discussing more about it. Okay, after that let's write a for loop. Okay, and after that you have to, like, as we are going to print starting from 0 till 10, so that's why we have to, like, What is the iterative value? Iterative value is actually a integer value, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are integer values. So we can simply declare a variable int I and initialize it on the spot with 0. It should start with 0, right? After that, the condition that it should be I should be less than or equals to 10, because we are going to print the values which are less than equals to less than 10, or it can be 10 itself. Okay, after that, increment part. So how it's actually executing, let's see. Well, let's at first write the printf statement inside it, and let's simply print the value as it's a integer type. I is integer type, so I am writing percentage d and simply comma then I, which will print the value of I. After that, let's execute, and after that we will discuss about how it's executing. So it's printing starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, followed by 9 and 10. Okay, so it's printing starting from 0 to 10. How the process is like executing? So at first this line I equals to 0. Okay, after that it's checking. After that it's actually printing the value. Okay, after that it's actually printing the value, and then after printing the value, what is happening? Updation is happening. Okay, then checking is happening. Okay, so that is the flow. If I remove that part, what will happen? What do you think? Anything will be printed? Let's see. Some garbage values are printed. Why? Because we are not checking for some any value, right? So let's clear it for now. Okay, we are not actually checking any condition, so that's why loop is going till infinite. So that's the thing. 0 is printed. Okay, 0 is actually printed. After that, updation is happening, then checking the condition. So that's the thing. Okay, let's uh, let's set the initial value as 11, and let's see if it prints 11 or not. Let's run it. It's not printing 11. It means at first the value initialization, then it's checking, right? I have told this part wrong, uh, because just to like teach you how the process is happening. So at first initialization, then it's checking if initial condition like satisfies the thing. In our case it does not satisfy, so simply go out of the loop. If it's 1, okay, initially let's say 0, so it's going inside this part. It's checking if 0 is less than or equals to 10. In that case 0 is obviously less than 10, so simply print it, then update it. Okay, so initialization, checking, execution, then updation. That is the flow. Okay, then how it's happening? Initialization is for the first time, not for each time. So how it's happening? Initialization, checking, printing, updating, again checking, printing and updating, checking, printing and updating. Means 0, 0 is less than equals to 10. Yes, print 0. After that 0 updated to increase by 1, so it becomes 1. It's checking 1 is less than 10. Can you see? It's not reinitializing the value of I. It's initializing the value of I for the first time, and it's not reinitializing the value of I till everything is okay. Means execution, updation and checking part is okay. So that is the thing. You can let's say we have to print the even numbers only. So what we have to check before printing? We are iterating through each number. Okay, in previous video I have told you how to check even number. If you have not watched, just go and check those the video out. So for checking even number, the condition is whenever some I is coming to us, we will at first check that if this I percentage 2 equals to 0 or not. If it's 0, then only we are going to print that number. Okay. Else we are going to skip that iteration uh, for printing purpose. So let's run it and let's see if it's like printing the even numbers. Yes, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, now if we want to print the odd numbers, means we have to do the opposite thing. If the number percentage 2 is not equals to 0. Okay, so now let's run it and it will surely print the odd numbers. Okay, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So that's the thing. Okay, we'll be doing some different type of questions in our next videos. uh, Before doing questions, there is another video left. So okay, we will be doing those things. But yep, that's the thing, or that's are the conceptual things about these concepts about iterative statement actually. Okay, we have discussed about for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Let's discuss about the last thing which is left actually. It is the flowchart. It's very important to understand to make the flowchart of big programs. So we are starting the program, then we are at first initializing, like checking. Okay, initializing and checking the condition. If it's true, then executing the statement. After executing, we are updating, as I have shown you, we are updating, then rechecking from the condition. Then if it's true, then we are executing the inner body. After that, updating that I value of I, or whatever there is, whatever variable is there, and then rechecking. Let's say it's false, then we are ending the loop. And initialization part they have like skipped here, but initialization part is happening for only single time whenever loop is encountered. So if I give you a practical view of this, let's initialize it at the outside. Okay, we have to keep that semicolon. Okay, now let's rerun the program. It should work properly. uh, it's not working, I think. Okay, actually we have not given the semicolon here, so that's why it's not working. Let's rerun the program and it's working fine. It means initialization part we can also do it outside of that for loop, but we have to keep that structure. This semicolon, after that the condition part, then thereafter semicolon, then updation part. So we have to keep that thing. Okay, here. But the standard or which we should maintain is that this format. Okay, so that's the thing. If you are doing inside dev c++, then just remove it from here, initialize the variable outside of the loop, and then use it simply like that. Okay, some compilers does not support direct initialization, so that's why. So that's all about today's video. If you have not like understand anything, if you have any problem, you can definitely comment it down. I will be discussing it in a separate video, in a dedicated video. So that's all about today's video about the conceptual part of iterative statements, and in next video most probably we are going to do in day 3 jumping statement concept, an example about how to use. Okay, jumping statement we are going to discuss about in the next video. So if I give you a brief introduction, so jumping statement includes that break, continue, and go to. Okay, that thing. Okay, thank you for watching this video. If you have like if you have uh, any doubt, definitely you can comment it down. And if you have liked this video, don't forget to subscribe the channel as well as share it with your friends. So thank you again. Let's continue with the next video.